Hello and welcome to a Blaseball Statistical History, a look at the Charleston Shoe Thieves development across the discipline era. We first meet the Charleston Shoe Thieves in Season 1 with their slogan, "Your kicks are my kicks." Their team isn't particularly strong, but does have a couple of standout players. The Thieves open the era with a decent showing, a positive win record and finishing joint 9th in the league. They carry this over into the next season, moving up to 8th overall and finishing 2nd in their division. This sees them through to the postseason, where they lose the championship to the Pies. Then in the election, they won a blessing, improving their hitting by 10%. This means Season 3 sees a much stronger team. And they prove it, with a record of 60-39, putting them 3rd in the league and back in the postseason. However, they were knocked out in the round 1 by the Lovers. The team was struck by peanut reactions, 1 yummy and 2 allergic, but that was not the worst of it. They faced 4 Incinerations, including seeing Atlas John Boys incinerated just 3 days after they replaced Sebastian Townsend. They also took a hit in the election, as the Pies sent their worst pitcher to them, taking Forrest Bookbaby in return. The Shoe Thieves were also part of a historic match dubbed the Grand Unslam. In a game against the Tacos, the score was 16-13 in the Thieves' favour, with bases loaded. Morrow Doyle hit a grand slam, putting the score at 20-13, and play continued. However, when the team hit 3 outs, the game reset to the top of the 15th inning, putting the score back to 16-13. This caused a siesta on the site, and when play resumed, the Tacos and Thieves both had an extra game in their record, for the unslam and the alternate game. Some of the previous season's Incinerations have left the lineup stronger, but the rotation has taken a bad hit. The Thieves won't let that hold them down, as despite slipping to 9th overall, they still make the postseason, where they are eliminated in round 1 by the Firefighters. The team see more player shake-ups with 3 feedbacks, as they send Workman Gloom to the Moist Talkers for Joe Voorhees, Morrow Doyle to the Flowers for Hotbox Sato, and Ren Hunter to the Millennials for Richardson Games, who then, in the election, gained a grappling hook, improving their stats. But the Flowers impaired the Thieves' vibes. The alternate decree sees an improvement for the lineup, but a worsening for the rotation. In Season 5, the Thieves have their first negative win record and sink down to joint 13th in the league. The season itself is uneventful until they move into the mild low division at the election. They also win 2 blessings, one impairing the vibes of the rest of their new division, and one randomising the stats of the 5 worst players, mostly to their benefit. This blessing means good things for their rotation, who finally have some stars. It doesn't give a big improvement to the team though. They do shift up slightly to 11th. They see another feedback, gaining Lachlan Shelton from the Moist Talkers, but losing Antonio Wallace. Pros and cons from the weather, as the Thieves get a positive blood rain, but an allergic peanut reaction. Having impaired the division's vibes last season, they now give everyone a 2% boost. They also get rid of their worst hitter and steal the least idolised player in the league and max them out. This sees another improvement for the whole team. And they run with it, coming back up to 3rd in the league and qualifying for the postseason. However, they are knocked out in round 1 by the Garages. In a tense season, the Thieves see 5 instances of instability, including repeats for Sebastian Woodman. But thankfully none of these lead to Incinerations. There were also 3 negative blood rains. As one of the top 4 teams this season, they were affected by the Bless-Off decree, so they were not eligible to win any blessings. But they were protected from shame by the Fridays. Season 8 sees a slightly weaker team due to the blood rains. And it is enough to slide them down the league, as they finish in 12th. 2 of their players become flickering, yet the 2 feedbacks the team experience involve neither. In the same game against the Moist Talkers, they trade Lachlan Shelton for Eugenia Garbage, and then send Eugenia Garbage back in exchange for Simon Haley. The Thieves face another allergic reaction, but then get to experience party time. In the election, they randomise the pitching of their 3 worst players, only one of whom is a pitcher. But they also steal a pitcher from the Tacos Shadows to recruit to their rotation. This leads to a noticeable improvement in star power, and the team begin to look like strong contenders. And it pays off, as they finish top of their division, 3rd overall, and head into the postseason, where they emerge as champions. During the season, they see one feedback, swapping Beasley Gloom for Jalen Hotdog Fingers. The election does not go their way, as they have both shame and 5th base inflicted on them. But the biggest part of Season 9 for the Shoe Thieves was, of course, their boss battle with the Shelled One. Having won their championship title, they now saw themselves facing off against a giant peanut and a team of players from the league who had been stolen. The Shoe Thieves held on for longer than anyone expected, making it to 6 innings before their team spirit reached 0. As a result of losing to the Shelled One's pods, all of the lineup gained the flinch modification, and all of the rotation the mild modification. However, like the rest of the league, they also gained a Siphon, Fire Eater and Friend of Crows in the form of Richardson Games, Velasquez Alstott and Jalen Hotdog Fingers. Yet even with these new negative modifications, the Shoe Thieves still succeed, coming joint 3rd in the league and 1st in their division. They head back into the postseason, reaching the final before being defeated by the Crabs, in a reverse of the previous season. During this final, they were the first team to have a win swallowed by black hole weather, and the first team to lose a series with negative wins. But during the season, they saw lots of blood rain action, as Richardson Games alone made 9 positive drains. And, due to some Idols board shenanigans, they lose Jalen from their rotation, who is replaced by Tillman Henderson from the Hall of Flame. The Shoe Thieves also had a successful election, winning 5 blessings. They gain the modification Travelling, meaning they play better in away games. Esme Ramsey becomes Haunted. The team equip noise-cancelling headphones, preventing any feedback swaps. They get the 4th strike for the upcoming season, and give it to the Sunbeams too. Then they boost the shadows of everyone in their division. But the team is still slightly weaker than before, as they head into the final season. It doesn't bother them too much, as they still come 2nd in division and joint 5th overall, qualifying for the postseason. There, they are defeated by the Garages in round 1. Having been the first victims of black hole weather, they manage to activate it in their favour 7 times, and they get a good run with Sun 2. During the election, they gain the Wheel of Fortune as their arcana. The Shoe Thieves faced 4 Incinerations in one season, and then none for the rest of the era. They saw a high number of feedbacks, but no reverb. None of their players were shelled, so despite being one of just 2 teams to play against them, they didn't lose or gain players from the Shelled One's pods. They faced 4 allergic and 1 yummy peanut reaction, but got 3 party time boosts and nearly cancelled out on blood rain. They played in 7 postseasons, winning 1 championship. They were awarded 14 blessings, benefiting from none, but being affected by 4 others. Their slogan changes to "Your kicks are our kicks." The teams seemed not to suffer too greatly from the Shelled One's curse, but with many teams powering up, will these modifications hinder them in the next era? Thank you for joining me for another Blaxplanation. I'll be back with more Blaseball fun and facts soon, but until then, rejoice, play ball.